Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Noble, along with Wofford head football coach Sean Watson. It is time once again for Inside Wofford Football, brought to you, as always, by Yokohama. A great win. Not a pretty, aesthetically beautiful win, but all wins are beautiful in their own way. 26-16 Terriers knock off Samford. 3 wins in your last 4 games. I know there are things to look back on and things to improve upon. There are every week, Coach, but boy, your defense made a lot of those go away.
No, they played, I told the kids after the game and the defensive staff, that's probably the best. I've done this now 46 years. That's the best, the most dominant performance I've ever been a part of. They were dominating today.
When we come back, we will look at some of the key plays from Saturday's win. We will look ahead to 2 straight road games against the SoCon's 2 military schools, the Citadel and VMI, and visit with Terrier defensive back Maximus Pulley on his big game against the Bulldogs. It's all ahead here on Inside Wofford Football. Welcome back. So Samford comes into town, been a disappointing season for Coach Hatcher and his bunch, 1-7 coming into the game. And right off the bat, they make a change of quarterback. They bring in Gilliam, their Wake Forest transfer, and sit some of the guys who have played earlier this year. And again, you and I talked during the week about that first drive being a little bit of an issue. And did anything Samford did on that first drive surprise you guys at all?
No, not really. I think we just needed to obviously just settle in. And once we settled in, we were really dominant. And it was just kind of see what the plan was going to be, because he was not their starter coming in, and how they were going to use him. And we had film. Obviously, we knew how they had used him. He'd started before. And just see how that plan was going to, what they were going to do against us. Now, and once they kind of got an idea, I thought they did a great job.
So the Bulldogs find the end zone on their first drive to make it 7-0, but Samford got the ball back after a Terrier punt. Wofford's defense started their big day.
The offensive line than anywhere else. Oh boy, look at there.
Take it away, Maximus Pulley. Touchdown, Terriers. Maximus, are you not entertained, Tom Henson?
What a play by Pulley. Sat on it, cut out the underneath route, took it away from the receiver.
Gilliam telegraphed that a little bit, and you see it a couple of times.
You're going to jump it.
And Wofford has seen that.
That'll be Max's touchdown. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Maximus Pulley. Boy, did he jump that route. That had to have been some result of some film study or tendencies, because Max looked like the intended receiver on that play.
No, he did. He did a great job of playing it. Max is one of those guys who does everything by the book. He is a coach's dream, and I know he read his keys, and it was just really, he made it look very easy. He really did. He was all over it, so it was a great job by him.
7-7 at that point. And then on their next drive, almost the same type of play on the other side of the field. Pulley again gets the interception. What was going on in terms of the way your defense was attacking their quarterback?
It was a havoc. We were creating a lot of havoc up front. Our defensive line really put pressure on the quarterback, and when that happens, you have those types of throws. They're throws that are off balance or throws that were forced. And then again, got to give Max a ton of credit for all that, because he was in the right spot. He was reading his keys, and he was where he was supposed to be, and he was, he really, took advantage of what the defensive line was doing.
Yeah, that led to a short drive for the offense. Gerald Modest capped it off with the touchdown, and Wofford all of a sudden has a 14-7 lead, and we haven't even played half of the first quarter. And then the game kind of bogged down a little bit. Now, I will say this. When I say bogged down, it was mainly because of the Terrier defense. And you had guys, Cade Molidor had a great defensive game. Jalen Rambert was all over the field. But to your point about the front line, boy, were those guys on the defensive line getting active. I think Brandon Mena, was sort of the the uncle of that group,
Yeah.
and you know, everybody kind of follows his lead. When Brandon's on, it's a different kind of defense, isn't it?
It is, and you know the whole group of those guys. John does a great job, and he and Mitch together, you know, do a great job of putting together the stunt game that creates all that havoc on an offense. And those kids, you know, played with great technique. They were, you know, great effort and energy, and you know, they created havoc.
So the defense has taken the ball away. Wofford wound up with 4 turnovers, 4 takeaways on the day. The only bump in the road really offensively in terms of ball security was the interception in the second quarter. Just maybe a bad look by JT, just threw a ball that maybe he'd like to have back.
No, I tell you, you know, it was obviously a bad decision, but it was also a blown assignment. He was supposed to have a guy in the flat, and you know, we had offensively, we had too many drops, and we had those kind of plays that really impeded us offensively. I thought the 2 backs ran really hard, and the offensive line did a good job up front, but you know, we didn't get to realize our receivers because we shot ourselves in the foot.
Stayed 14-10 for a long time, from about the midpoint of the second quarter to well into the third. And, you know, Samford's kind of hanging around there. The offense wasn't really running the ball in the first half, got a little bit better in the second half. What was going on offensively that was any kind of concern for you?
Well, for me, it was our protection aspect. You know, we gave up, I think it was 5 sacks, and you know, those 3 of those sacks were on shot plays that we're trying to get the ball pushed down the field with our receivers. And you know, we missed Matt Flanders today at tight end. Just being straight up honest with you, Matt was out with concussion, and you know, we had to play some younger guys, and you know, Jack Yill's one of those guys. He's going to be a great player, and it was his first extended action, and you know, he got a taste of college football today. He'll be better because of it.
Matt's so good at those perimeter blocks when you throw the little screens and out into the flat. He gets out there and makes that first block. Yeah. Definitely see what you meant on that. So it's still 14-10. We're kind of scuffling around there midway through the third quarter when the D strikes again.
Ellie Gilliam has gone the whole way except for one play for Samford at quarterback. He's back to pass, and it's picked off, and Eli Campbell will take this to the house. Wofford's second pick 6 of the game, 4th of the season.
This time it's Eli Campbell's turn, and more of the same. You don't expect the defense to be almost an offensive instrument, but they were on Saturday.
No, they were. They had a really good plan, you know, to attack their passing game. They knew where the routes were going to be, and you know, they did a great job of, you know, again, it starts with the havoc that's created up front to create, you know, that you know, the rush throw, or and then the kids in the back end where they were supposed to be. I mean, they covered their guys all day long, did a wonderful job.
And if that wasn't enough, Brandon Mena rounded out the scoring, the safety in the end zone that really took the wind out of the sails for Samford. And we just talked about Brandon, but having him back, he's a guy that came back for a 5th year. He's a guy that has fought injury, and it was important to him. I talked to him. It was important to him to finish out his senior year on a high. What more can you say about that guy?
No, he's awesome. You know, we had 5 outstanding human beings come back for their 5th year, and he was one of them. And he came back vested. He wanted to. His year last year got cut short because of a knee injury, and he came back and has had a wonderful year for us. And he's a guy that creates all the havoc up front. He's a linchpin for us.
A 26-16 win over the Samford Bulldogs. Speaking for the defense postgame, here's Maximus Pulley.
It really just started right in practice Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and then Thursday. It was a great week of practice, and we knew their game plan, Samford's. We knew they were going to come out, throw the ball, tempo, a lot of screens and stuff like that, and it was just on us to execute. I mean, yeah, we were just tuned in, locked in. We knew it was a young guy at quarterback, and that if we gave him a little bit of different looks, that we could expose that. And honestly, Mena is just Mena, you know. And me and E-Camp, we pride ourselves on being the best safeties in the nation, and we talk about that, and tonight we just proved it.
All right, when we come back, a look ahead to 2 of the tougher road games you can schedule in the Southern Conference. Back-to-back games against the military schools. That's coming up next.
It doesn't matter if you're 8 years old or 80 years old, your body is your strongest tool. Spartanburg Regional Sports Medicine Institute is here to push you to the next level. With 2 convenient locations, our doctors can diagnose, treat, and heal at our North Grove Medical Park and Star Center offices to get you back in the gym, in the game, and to the next level. We never quit because you never quit. For more information, call 560-BONE.
And welcome back to Inside Wofford Football, brought to you by Yokohama. I'm Jim Noble. All right, going on the road for a couple of weeks. It's always special when you play the military academies. Wofford will be at VMI, then at the Citadel. And for you, a person who knows very well about the military and a lot of your family members involved, things like that, is it special? The respect you have for those players and coaches, I know, runs very, very deep, Coach.
Yeah, it is with me. They're, I think, unique human beings because of what they're willing to do for all of us. And, I always have great respect for how hard they play, how disciplined, they are. They're led by 2 outstanding head coaches, and guys that just epitomize what it means to have that, that integrity and that toughness that it takes to be a guy, in a military school.
I know the Terrier basketball coaches have a saying, defense travels. So if your defense travels on the road, looking more forward to more good things, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm packing my defense. I do. They've really had a great year, and I appreciate the job Mitch and John have both done. The guys on that staff have done a really nice job for us.
Well, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win. We will see you up there in Lexington, Virginia next week when Wofford takes on VMI.
Great.
All right, and a very big thank you to our video crew who I think they're covering 19 different sports this weekend at Wofford, so we appreciate all their hard work. And for Sean Watson, I'm Jim Noble. Thanks for watching Inside Wofford Football, and we will see you again next week.